Hello, friends. I'm so excited you're here this afternoon. I was trying to figure out how to not blind you with the sunlight from the door. Paige, it's so fun to get you midweek. I know, David, and look, David might already be gone, but we're doing your favorite. So I just wanted to go over, if you don't have a band loop, you can take a band like this or even one of those TheraBands, and then you would take it, fold it in half, and then loop it around. I know you know how to tie a knot, but just in case. And then you make a loop. So you want a loop that's not, it's got to be about 12 inches-ish so that it feels good. If it's too wide, then you won't feel as much love as the rest of us. So with your band, you're going to take it and put it right above the knee. And then we get to start with it there, and then we'll take it down to our mat. Today we're going to do Pilates-based standing work, and then we'll come down and do our clamshell and all our favorites that we've been missing. I kind of planned it poorly because I've accidentally done back-to-back glute stuff, but it's all good. So on your mat, you can have your mat horizontal or vertical. And then from there, with our band on, we're going to start with our feet about hip width apart. An hour, Sudha. We'll go about an hour. So I want to say 50 minutes, but slide your weight up onto the balls of the feet. But you can come in for 20 minutes, 30, 50, whatever serves you. I knew you'd be excited about that, Marnie. And then slide onto your heels, lift your toes. So just like usual, we're doing our extreme up, our extreme back, and then slide to the outside rim of the foot. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Mama. Edie's here, Paige, Lisa, Marnie, Lisa. David's leaving for happy hour. I'm just kidding. This is some kind of happy hour. Slide the weight onto the inside rim of the foot. And then take your weight on all four quadrants. So you feel the back, the front, the side to side. Hey, Akiko. Connect to the floor. Soften your knees. If you guys missed it, there's a band around your knees, around your thighs. So just in case, mine kind of looks invisible, but it's there. And then flex your quads and pull your knees back over your heels. So again, you're going from that exaggeration back into that exaggeration, and then soften the knees. Place the knees right over your ankles. Squeeze your behind. Press your hip. And then shift your hips to the left. We find that center in the middle, so you bring your hips, hey Dari, right over your knees, right over your ankles. Take your shoulders, roll your shoulders forward, tilt the chin down towards your chest. And then roll the shoulders back and down, open up the heart, look up towards the ceiling. And then release the shoulders, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Tilt your chin down. And then left ear to the left shoulder. And then bring your head center so you're stacked in neutral from the crown of the head all the way to your feet. Shift over onto that right or that left foot and then take the right leg and a little side leg lift. So we start the fun from here. Shoulders are set right over that left heel. So you're squeezing your left glute, pressing your left hip forward as you come into that pulse. Drawing the navel towards your spine and then stacking the shoulders right over those hips. So as the fun begins, you're taking that laterally. Now watch, slide it forward and pull the right leg back. So now you're in a back leg lift with that position. So you're slightly hinged forward when you come into that. Nice and strong. So you scoop your belly button in as you hinge forward, and then we'll go side, back, side, back. So as you come into that, it's this leg that's doing all this work to stabilize against that band, against that movement. As you come into that, again, if you don't have a band, you would do the same movement. It would just be a little grander. So you just have a bigger side leg lift and a bigger back leg lift. I could tap my foot down in between. So you find what works for you as you come from position to position. Strong. Find your balance on that left foot. The band is going to throw that balance just a little bit. That's a good thing. So the more wobbly you feel, the more stabilizer work you're getting. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then stand tall and pulse for 8. Your left leg should feel warm. Warming up nice and strong. You have 8. In 7, lift your heart. Last 6. 5. 4. Try not to lean over that left side. Lift up tall. Now step your legs out nice and wide and drop it down and lift. So now you're spreading the leg that distance and you're pressing into your knees. So when you press out, you're taking the band and pulling it. So we're not allowing the band to pull our knees in. We're using more just like that. Now in 4, when we come up, we're going to optional float that right leg. Try and keep the band stretched. Now come down, lift that right leg. 4 more, please. Last 3. Last 2. Heads up. Now pulse down 3 right here. We go 3, 2, 1. Float and hold. 3, 2, 1. And lift. 3, 2, 1. And lift. 3, 2. We have 4 more just like that. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze and lift. 3, 2. You have 8 of them down and up. So 8 and lift. 7 and lift. 6, 5, 4. Strong abs. Last 2 and 1. Now find your balance on the right foot and start that pulse with the left. Reset your body. Now we're on the other side. Squeeze the right glute. Press your right hip forward. Tiny little pulse here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Take the weight on that right foot. Spread it. Heel to all 5 toes. 2 more. And 1. Now hinge the upper body and press that left leg back. So again, as we come into that posterior push, you hinge forward first, find your balance, and then pulse from there. So you find your way. You can make that easier by taking the band higher up the leg. So if my band is more towards my upper thigh, it'll be easier. If it's more right above the knee or the ankle is harder, we'll finish with it on our ankle when we finish our band work. But for now, we keep it right above the knee and then increase that tension by opening and then press back. Open and press back. Squeeze and press. Squeeze. So if I need to set my foot down in between, that's cool. You can lift, tap, hinge and lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Find your way. So this foot, this leg is doing the work. So again, if I know that that foot's cranky, I'm just going to add a little bit of stability work with that tap. I could take it on or off my mat. I could have a shoe on or off. You find what serves you today. I'm so glad we're together tonight. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, strong right glute. Last 1, now hold up for 8. Squeeze, 7, 6, lift your heart nice and tall. Shoulders relaxed right over the hips. In 3, last 2. Step it out nice and wide. Drop down and lift. Drop down and lift. Squeeze the glutes. Hey, Heidi. Glad you made it. You're not late at all. Barely. You didn't even miss clamshell. Woohoo! Now, when you come up, float that left leg. So you drop down and lift. Heidi, do you have your band? In case you missed it, there's a band right above our knees. So if we don't have a band, again, remember we do the same movement without it. Or you can loop a tube, an exercise tube. Last 4. See if you can lift this leg and press out. Last 2. And 1. Now pulse. 3, 2, 1, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and lift. So Heidi, if you have a band like this, you could make it into a loop too. So you can tie a knot and make that into a little lasso. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. 2 more. Last 1. And then singles down and up for 8. Squeeze and lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Pulse your plie. Now this time while you're pulsing your plie, you have an option to stay here or lift your heels. So you're in releve with your heels up and off the floor, optional. For 8, 7, press out on the band. 6, so as we apply pressure out here, then we scoop and hollow our navel to spine. Last 4, 3, last 2, hold the hips down, pulse the arms back. So again, as you come into that, press out on the band, squeeze the shoulder blades back and down for 8, 7, 6, last 5, nice and strong, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle the arms back. Taking those fingertips, tracing circles on those outside walls. So again, holding devices and having our thumbs pulling in and our elbows soft a lot of the time lately. See if you can reach that out, lengthen that so that you open up the elbow for 8, 7, 6, 5. Tuck your hips under. Last 4, 3, 2. Now putting that pulse of the legs together with the pulse of the arms. Arms pull back, knees flex and lift just a tiny bit. So it's just a few inches for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now take the arms, sweep them down, lift up, still in that releve if you can. Drop down and lift, squeeze your behind. Abdominals nice and tight for 8, 7, 6. Keep that squat down and up for 8. Soften your shoulders. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. Now adding a little rotation. Check it out. When we come down, draw to the right and lift. Draw to the left and lift. Set your heels down if you want. Otherwise, we stay in that releve balance. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Nice and strong. See if we can increase that rotation each time as we turn. So each time we turn, a little bit more limber through the spine. Arms come out to the side, pulse the legs for 8, 7, press your hips forward. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels come down, turn your toes forward, straighten the legs, reach the hands back and away from you and pump the arms. So now you're spreading your legs so that you have tension on the band, reach the palms towards the ceiling, and pump. Scoop your belly button in, nice and strong. For 8. Wiggle your toes a little bit. Keep the abdominals strong and those shoulders retracted. For 4. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Alternate your reach front to back, right to left. Keep solid through your trunk. Last 8. Spread your weight from the heel to all 10 toes. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Round 2. Pulse the arms behind. This time, optional shift to the left. Lift your right leg back and away. So now you're finding your balance on that left foot as you pump the arms. Keep your triceps nice and strong by reaching your fingertips back and away from you so you keep that nice and strong in that reach and extension. For 4, 3, 2. Now keep that steady balance and alternate the arm in front. 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Both arms reach forward and pulse your right leg back. If you feel like your back's arching, bend the elbows a little bit. See if you can reduce that lever. Otherwise, you reach forward nice and strong for 8. 7, trying to lengthen from your right toes all the way to your fingertips. 4, 3, last 2. Now you're going to stay standing on that left leg, arms float out to the side, and kick your right leg forward. Abdominals still pulled in nice and strong, heart is lifted. If I need to, I could set my foot down, lift it up, set my foot down, lift it up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hands will come back forward, so you reach the hands forward, pulse that right leg back. For 8. If that foot is bothering you and you need to switch from one leg to the other, you can do that on the side and then do that again on the other side as well. Find what serves you tonight. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Arms come out to the side. Take that right foot, reach forward. Last set. Squeeze this left glute, press the hip forward. For 8, 7, 6, 5. So you have a slight lean back of the body. That's putting a little bit more weight on the torso and the abs and the glute. Now take this right leg side, forward, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Set your right foot down, find your balance, reach the hands back and away, lift your left leg and pump. Trying to take this left hip and turn it down towards the floor. Squeezing that right glute. For 8. So when we go into that alternating arm, it's a little bit more of a balance challenge for the foot, the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Last 4, 3, last 2, and alternate that reach. Strong and intentional, reaching as far away from that foot as you can. For 8, 7, 6, last 5. So strong on that reach front to back. For 4, resisting your own strength. Last 2. Now take both arms in front and pulse that left leg back. Pull the navel up and away from the floor. Again, if I'm experiencing a lot of tension in the neck, bring these arms down a little bit. Try and alleviate that stress. For 8, 7, 6. Strong and tight each leg. Sweep the leg in front and pulse. This is where we lean back just a touch. Cinch your right glute nice and tight, opening up these right hip flexors. Strong. Each lift is controlled. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2. Once again, reach your hands forward, reach your right foot spine, and then retract the shoulders from there. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Open up the arms, sweep that left leg in front and pulse, leaning back just a touch, squeezing that right glute so strong. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the arms stay, and then take that leg, float it out, forward, forward. Lateral balance for that right leg. Standing nice and strong, lifting that heart towards the ceiling. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Come to the back of your mat. Now once we're at the back of our mat, nice big deep breath in. Legs are a little wider than hip width. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. Scoop your belly button in, round your back, reach your hands towards the floor. Walk your hands forward. You can choose to have your knees up or down. So in that position, we're either here or here. Low hover. High hover. Right arm comes up. Right hand down. Low hover. Low hover. We have one more. High hover. Right arm up. Right hand down. Low hover. High hover. Left arm up. Left arm down. Low hover. Press your chest through. Extension. Looking up towards the ceiling. Then press back towards the hips into that inverted V. Inhale. Exhale. Come onto your knee. Balancing on the hands and knee. And then you open the leg out to the side. Nice and strong. Last 8, 7. If you need more cushion under your mat, double it up. 4, 3. Last 2. Now take that right leg and press it back. So again, how your band stays on the leg is going to make a big difference. So if you keep the width stretched, if you keep the band stretched wide, and then from there, keep the width and then pulse up, it'll stay put. A little bit tighter contraction through the abdominals for 8, 7, 6. So you keep your belly button in as you're in that hand and knee position. Try not to collapse here or round the shoulders. And then one of each. Open, push back. Open, push back. Keeping neutral spine. So if something was balancing on your back, it wouldn't drop. Keeping tension in that band. Remember, you could do all of this without the band. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now once again, just out to the side, lateral lift for 8, 7, Aw, thanks, Marnie. It does hurt so good, huh? It feels like it's been a little while. Last 4, 3, last 2. Now take that leg back. So now you push straight back, keeping that width. So again, you keep this wide as you pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5. The more tension on the band, the better it's gonna feel. Last 2. Combo, side, back, side, back. Your left leg should feel so great. I could do all of that on my elbows. Find what works best for you today. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and final side leg lift. Whew. So the position change when we do clamshell, you'll feel it more in this outer glute, your gluteus medius. Right now you should feel a lot in the leg that's down. This one, fighting that pull. Gluteus maximus on the left side. For 4, 3, nice and strong, last 2. And press the band on, lift your leg a little bit higher. For 4, 3, last 2. And combo, side, back, open, retract, pull, open, retract, strong. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Now we have a treat ahead. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now listen, the leg that's your balancer right now. Flip it around. Your left leg stays on the floor. Your right foot comes onto the left knee, and you just spread your band nice and wide, and then pulse your hip up. So now the same leg that was just working is the leg that's doing your pulse. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways. So when you come into that, your movement, you're activating the same glute. So now that same glute is powering as you come up. Your left leg is your powerhouse. Your right leg pulls on the band to create a little more tension. For 8, 7, the move itself isn't very big, so you keep the move small, but really powerful. Last 4, 3, keeping your navel to spine. Last 2. Now slide your hip up and then take your right leg, just pull on the band, straighten and bend. So you have a spread on the band and you bend and straighten it, bend and straighten it. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, now check it out. Take that foot down and up, and then bend. Down and up, choose. Last 8, 7, keeping the band spread nice and wide. 4 more, please. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now place that right foot back on the left knee, little pulse. 1 little set of pulses in all 3 positions. 2, keep your pulse, raise your right leg. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep the pulse. Lower that right leg. Woo. You have 8, 7, 6, 5. Spread the band. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and roll yourselves up. Now we're going to come back into that side leg lift. This time, you're on the other side. So this time, your left leg floats out to the side, little side leg lift. Oh, I love it. Lisa and Sarah together, that's so fun. It's fun when you have neighbors that you can telecommute with. So strong. I know it's like a literal pain in your behind. So good. When you come into that, so Sarah, you could come down here if that feels better on your shoulder. Just make sure you're trying to keep that tension out of the shoulder and neck. 4. Last 3. Pull your belly button in. Last 2. And then pulse that leg up. So now you spread the band, same thing. You want to watch that the legs aren't coming too close together. So you keep the legs wide, even if your band is pretend. Drop the belly button in. So it's as if you're in a plank. Your abdominals don't know the difference. So when you're in that position, pull the navel to spine so you get the benefit of that plank position. Last 4, 3, last 2, and then we'll combo 1 of each. Take it side back. So the first set, you should still feel a little heat in the leg you just worked. But then by the second set, you want this leg, the right leg, to start to flex a little stronger, a little tighter. Last 8, keeping that back nice and steady. Last 4, 3, last 2. Now we get to repeat that out to the side, round 2 of 3. So now you should start to feel that right glute just a little stronger. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, last 2, and then take that leg straight up. Whew. Squeezing the glute so that as you come up, you're connecting the glute contraction with that lift, and we're not just letting the back bow. So the back, again, you pretend like something's balancing on your back. The back stays nice and steady for 8, 7, 6. See if you can take it a little wider. 4, 3, last 2, and then 1 of each. Side, lift up, side, lift up. The more you pull on that band, the better the right leg will feel. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, so strong. Last 4, 3, last 2, and 1 just to the side. Third and final, treasure it. Last 8, 7, see if you can take that just a little bit wider, spread the band just a little wider each time. You have 4, last 3, abs are so tight. 2, and 1, pulse up, keeping that spread on the band. Strong and tight each movement. Last 8, 7, back stays steady. 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. All right, team, here we go. Combo, last set. Pull out and back, out and back. Open, open. 8 more just like that. Last 8, 7, 6, a little bit bigger. 5, 4, 3, 2, here comes our bonus. Last one. Now go ahead and roll over. This time that right leg is your stable leg. So you take the right foot on the floor, left foot is on the right knee, hold the band wide and pulse up. Again, the pulse is really small. So you squeeze from the glute, the pulse is tiny at the very top. When we try and squeeze the glute from the glute and the abs instead of thrusting the back, it's not going to be as big. Strong and tight, last 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. Now hold your hip up, take that left foot, straighten it and bend it. So you find what serves you with that movement. You're trying to keep the spread of the band, so you keep that wide as you come down and up. You could set this down if you wanted. So if I need that hip down, I'm going to drop it. Otherwise, I float that right hip for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, spread the band a little wider. Last 2, and then straighten the leg, drop it down and lift and bend. Drop it down and lift and bend. Keep that right leg steady. So the movement of the left leg just creates disruption for the contraction on the right. Last 8, pull wider. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, so strong you guys. Last 2, last 1. Now take that left foot back onto the right knee and pulse. We have just one pulsing superset. Draw the belly button in, spread the band nice and wide, squeezing that right glute to lift up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, small little movement, last 3, 2, and then take that left leg to the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, squeezing from this right glute, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that left leg. So again, as I'm pulsing, if I need to, I could put both feet on the floor. So you find what serves you tonight and then go strong there. For 8, squeeze that right glute. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your hips down, lift your legs. Now we're going to bicycle the legs. You've got to keep your legs wide so the band doesn't roll around. Then we're going to turn to the leg that's straight. That's opposite what your body wants to do. So again, as you turn and rotate to that straight leg, see how far you can reach it out. Spread the band, spread the band, spread the band. Reach. Taking that tailbone, anchor it to the mat. I could do all of that with the legs alone. I could do all of that with the upper body alone. Find what feels right for you tonight. So we show up all with different issues going on mentally, physically, emotionally. Go after what you need tonight. It doesn't have to match your neighbor. Find what you need and go strong there. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now take your right hand and bring it to the left foot. So now your right hand and your left foot come towards each other and away, towards each other and away. So you could set your right leg down You can have your right leg lifted, but you're keeping tension on that band. See if you can bring that right hand closer to the toes. Now, you may stay exactly as you are, or when the right leg comes out, the left leg comes up, and you cross pattern that. It's a little bit of a brain challenge, so if you're not feeling it tonight, just skip it. So your right leg is bent and straight, bent and straight, bent and straight. Your left leg is straight, and it's just coming up and down. Again, that's a different multi-connection for the neurological body to brain connection. So it's going to take just a little bit to get into that groove. For 4, last 3, last 2, and 1. Both legs out, reset, kick it. Now your legs are nice and wide. Check out Sudha. I know. Sudha, I'm your neighbor from far away. Let's just pretend we're in the same room. I know. Makes us appreciate our neighbors even more. Last 8. Anchor your tailbone. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Last 2. Now take your left hand to that right foot. So now that right leg comes in and out, in and out. You can set your left foot down. You could do the leg without the upper body. If you're using the upper body, see if you can reach a little bit higher up the leg. Now remember, we add a little brain work to that. You can stay right here, or when the right leg comes up, you cross pattern with that left knee pumping in and out. Keep your band spread wide. Draw your belly button in. Nice extension on both legs, just in different parts. So you're still driving that left heel away from you for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1, and legs come out, little pulses out. So you can have your head down. You could have your head lifted. Check out the legs. I could go bent. I can go straight. Find your way. Last 8. Keep your belly button pulled in. Keep your tailbone anchored so you're not letting your hips float. For 4, 3, last 2. Now option, you peel up onto your elbows, drop the legs open. Drop the legs open. It's small. Same thing if they're bent, right here. Tap, open, tap, open. Draw the navel tighter towards the spine. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now taking it onto our side. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. We come onto our right hip. Once we're on our right hip, we bring the knees so that they're in line with the belly button. So my legs aren't down here yet. My legs are way up here. So it's as if I have a 90-degree position right at the hip. Then my feet are one touching the other, and then I pulse the band open. So we're coming into that pulse of clamshell. When you're in that, scoop your belly button in nice and tight. Here's where it starts to get real good. Sudha, this will cheer you up. Nice and strong. Check out the options here. I can be all the way down on my arm. I could be propped up on my hand. I can be up on that elbow. Try and pull this away from the ground. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. See if you can spread your band just a little bit bigger. For 4, 3. Last 2. You can't even tell my band's on, but I promise it is. And then take that top knee, your left knee comes forward, push it back. Forward, push it back. So as I come into that inversion, when I drop the knee, these obliques are working so hard. Cross it, press it. Obliques, behind. Obliques, glute. You can allow your body to rock a little bit in that, swiveling a little bit front to back. Strong movement both on the front and the back. Tight, 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 tight. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. Hollow your abs. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take the leg out so it's extended and pulse. If the band is rolling up, just move this knee down a little bit. So you'll notice if that band is starting to pull up, it's just too far up, and you'll need to move that bottom knee down. Strong extension on that leg. Draw the belly button in. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Clamshell, round 2. Bring the knees back up and pulse. So come back into that seated position, tuck the abs in, and pulse. So the wider you lift this knee, the more active the muscle, the gluteus medius, and the muscle is going to tighten. So I could make it lower, or I pulse in that top range. It might depend too on what you're using. If you don't have a band, then you're going to be in that top portion of that pulse. You are so strong. Last 8, 7, 6, tuck the abs in. Last 4, 3, and 2, and inversion, obliques, draw forward and press. You should have heat in the left glute, side of the left glute. Allowing that upper body to twist just a little bit. Same thing all the way down on that mat. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend and pulse. Squeeze your left glute. Abdominals nice and strong. Try to have gentle weight in this bottom arm so we're not collapsing our body weight into that arm. We're lifting up and away with muscle. For 8, 7, 6. Place your hands on your top obliques. You'll feel that to lengthen and lift the weight of this left leg, your obliques have to work hard. Say thank you, body, for working so hard. And third and final set, bring the knees back up and clamshell, little pulse. Again, you want to reset your knees so they're right out from the navel, 90 degrees at the hip. Knowing it's your last set, treasure it. See if you can go just a little bit wider. Tucking the abdominals in, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Ooh. That feels so good. The top leg pulling and the bottom leg resisting and pressing down is what we're after. So you're using your own muscle to resist yourself. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that top leg, invert, pull, and press. Gotta check out what Sudha said. That you're loving this. The cheer's right here, Sudha. The cheer is right in your left glute. See if you can press a little bit wider and farther back in that extension. So you're getting these obliques to fire up the more you let that body come into that spinal twist. Ooh. Almost. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and take that leg out. Take that top leg and pulse up. So as you're pulsing that leg, you keep that nice, strong. Me too, Lisa. It almost brings me to tears too. And I'm really amazed that no one has mentioned my slow counting. That's the beauty of when you can say it to yourself, but I don't necessarily hear it. I thought for sure I would get called out for my clever counting. Last 8, 7, I'll show you just in case you missed it. 6, 5, 4, 3, see how sneaky that was? 2, and 1. Go ahead and roll it to the other side. Now once you roll it to the other side, it's a stretch for the side we just worked. We set ourselves up, knees right in front of the navel, and then pulse up. So as you're coming into that clamshell, you're on the other arm. Oh, yep. See, I spoke too soon. I love that you guys caught that. I'll show you on this side too, in case you missed it. But it's not till the 3rd set. The rest of them are normal. So the beauty of it is, it's already a little fatigued from being the stabilizer on the other side. So both legs are working when you're doing that movement, that abduction, the outer portion of the legs. The bottom leg is counter-contracting. Remember, we talked about that yesterday, right? Whatever day that was. So with that counter-contracting, this side has already worked, so it's going to feel warm already. Winning. Last 8. Make sure these knees are far forward, so you're pulling the knees so that they're nice and high towards the belly button. Last 4. 3. Last 2. And 1. Take that top leg, pull in and reach back. Pull in and reach back. So as you're in that movement, you're intentionally trying to pull the body across, rotation and press, rotation and press. So I could be all the way down here. I could be propped up here. Find what you need, it's all good. This extension is the best part. Never better. Last 8. Lifting away from the floor right here. Ooh. Last 4. 3, 2, and then hold the leg out, straighten it, and pulse. Squeeze that right glute. So your left leg is strong, pressing down, so that when that lift comes, this doesn't lift up. So you're using both, activating both sides. Good job, legs. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees back up into that clamshell, round 2. Pulsing at the top of that range, the very top. Pulling your belly button in nice and tight. See if you can stretch it just a little tighter for 8, 7, 6, 5. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Last 2 and 1. Invert, bring it forward and push. Strong on the in and the out. Should be starting to feel some heat in the gluteus medius. Burn. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Hold and pulse. Again, remember, if your band is rolling up, then move the left knee down a little bit. Now we're to our 3rd and final set of this exercise, so you want to treasure it. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, lift, 2, and 1. Holy smokes, bring it back in. Rumor has it, pull the band nice and tight at the very top, Squeezing your belly button in, tight, tight. All right, here we go. Last 8, 7, 6, lift it a little higher, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Come into that inversion, draw the leg forward, kick, press it out. Spread the band on that retraction, squeeze your right glute. Every time when we come into that inversion here, these obliques are so strong. Say thank you, body. We pull that left knee down towards the floor to resist the movement of that right leg. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Last one, and extend. Find that position and pulse. Kick that right heel nice and long all the way across the room. Hollow the abdominals, lift up nice and tall. So you want to feel this right glute, not only from the side, but you're pressing it back a little bit. So you're pressing it back towards that back wall and up towards the ceiling, and then out towards that wall. Last 8, 7, strong, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pull your belly button in a little tighter, and 1. Go ahead and take your band around your ankles. Last thing. Now with your band around the ankles, take it back onto your elbows, and just like before when we did that wide pulse, this time it's going to be narrower because your band is tighter when it's around the ankles. I could do the same thing down here. I could do the same thing here. Pull your ribs in and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Small little pulse. This brings us into our rotation, so we turn over onto our hands and knees right from here. Now I could stay with my pulse here. I could pump the arms here instead. I could pump the arms here, or both of those options with the legs extended. See if you can pull in just a little bit tighter and press your band out a little wider for 8, 7, then we take the band off, see if you can spread it. 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Pull the knees in towards your body. Take your band off. Nice hour with that on. Wiggle your feet, wiggle your toes, pull the knees towards your chest. 1 stretch, then we roll over. Take your left foot onto the right knee. When you come into that, hug that left or that right knee in and press the left knee out. So you're trying to take this one away from you because that's the one that we worked really tight. We're going to stretch it, take a couple deep breaths. Trying to draw that tailbone deep into the floor to create a little bit more tension. And then switch the leg. Awesome job for your glutes today, you guys. Same thing, when you come into that position, you can grab onto that left knee. You can push out on the right. Find what serves you tonight. Deep breath in. And exhale. Both feet come onto the floor. Roll yourselves up. Turn yourselves over so you're on your hands and knees. Scoop your belly button in. Round your back. Drop the head. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then let it relax. Find neutral. Your back is straight. Dig your toes into the floor. Lift the tailbone. Pull your heels towards the floor or into the floor. Walk your hands back. And then with your hands dangling so you have the hands towards the floor. Whatever stress you can let go of, whether that's physical, emotional, mental, release what you don't need to hang on to. And then strong and intentionally roll up, squeeze your glutes. Pull your belly button in. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your heart. Take a nice big deep breath in, arms up. And exhale. Good work today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today with some Pilates. I sure love and appreciate you and can't wait till we're doing this all together at the gym. But until then, I really appreciate you showing up for one another. Like usual. So today when we did the band, and again, some of you have one and some of you don't, and it all works out. As you can tell, you can do all of that stuff with or without. We're also going to do that with some different ball work up ahead. So if you have either a small Pilates or yoga ball or even a big, we're going to use a large fitness ball. So that will be coming to for a little bit different change and some bridging and some core work. So I'm excited for that. I love you guys and I can't wait to work out with you again tomorrow. Have a great night. Oh, thanks, Mama. I know you guys are super lucky that no one can see you. Jealous. And that was super slow counting. I was trying to get a laugh out of you guys. I pictured that you were laughing, but you were probably swearing. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great night.